Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Craig. I'm a product manager at Red Hat, and I work with public sector customers pretty much all around the world, really, to help them solve problems with open source software. And the project I'm going to share with you today is something that we've been working on. We're into our second year with it now, and it came about in an unusual sort of way. Red Hat is a member of the Fireware Foundation, and Fireware Foundation is a not-for-profit based in Germany, and it was formerly EU funded, and it's developed an open source framework to help build smart things, smart cities, smart manufacturing, smart utilities, and so on. And around about the same time as I'd renewed our membership, this Swedish guy called Jan Malmgren popped up on LinkedIn. And it was kind of perfect timing because I'd got this new toy to play with, and Jan had some ideas on how we could work together. So Jan is from a small town, large village, small town in Sweden called Verberod. It's in the south of Sweden and it's near Lund. And since 2018, they've been doing some kind of really cool things with technology and IoT in particular. So they do things like monitoring the drinking water for cows. They found the cows would break out from the field because they'd run out of water, and they went off looking for water. So they monitored the water levels in the water troughs. They tested delivering medicines to residents using drones. They also created smart trees. So they put sensors on trees to check water levels. They recovered stolen bicycles, monitored the water quality, leaks and consumption in the stream that runs through the heart of the village. And also they experimented with some supporting remote doctors using virtual and augmented reality. And the other things they tried were looking at with smart lampposts and also being able to monitor traffic speeding through the village and even detect potholes as well. Now, Red Hat has a research arm, and we collaborate with universities all over the world. We've got very strong ties with Boston University, the one in Massachusetts, not Lincolnshire, and we are able to bid for funding from this consortium that we have, this arrangement we have with Boston University. And a couple of years ago, we were successful with a bid, which gave us access to a professor and some PhD candidates from Boston University, and also a Red Hat architect to help architect, build, design anything that pretty much that we wanted, really. As the village is due to expand from 5,000 to 8,000 citizens, we decided that we'd take a look at the impact on traffic and personal mobility. So the first stage was the Red Hat architect is a guy called Christopher Tate. He's a bit of a genius, really, in my view. And he developed a portal and a bunch of APIs to collect data from all these different IoT devices. And it runs on a Kubernetes platform called OpenShift. And the link in the slide, you can follow that. You can actually go to the live site and check on the IoT nodes and do a whole bunch of, well, really kind of see how it's going. The site also gives you, it's got blogs and kind of gives you a running commentary of what's been going on. So as we were looking at traffic, what we wanted to do first of all was get an idea of what the real traffic was like. And so what we did was we sampled the traffic flow, and then we kind of extrapolated that out so we could get an idea of what the traffic flow was like at different times in the day. In parallel, the folks at Boston University were also using some software called Sumo, which simulates traffic simulations. And what Christopher did was kind of merge the real data with the simulated data. And what we're able to do is kind of step up the number of vehicles and see how more vehicles affects the traffic flow at this particular junction in the village. So what we decided to develop was an adaptive traffic light control. And the idea is that there is a camera that monitors not only the traffic, but also pedestrian movements as well. And this feeds data through to a controller. And the controller is using some clever method that the folks at Boston University are working with, which is infinitesimal perturbation analysis, or IPA. And what that in a nutshell does is figures out what are the optimal parameters for a smooth flow of pedestrians and vehicles. What we didn't want to do is just favour the car. We wanted to make sure there was a balance between pedestrians and motor vehicles. So the controller figures out what's the optimal flow for vehicles and pedestrians, and then sends that information through to the traffic signal. So the traffic signals are adjusted in real time depending on pedestrian and traffic flow. Now, we've implemented this on a digital twin at the moment. So this is the road junction on the digital twin, and we're working in partnership with a Swedish business partner called Sensitive, who deployed the IoT sensors, and they're also a Fireware partner as well. So we're looking for an alternative digital twin platform, because we want something that's entirely open source, because this thing is designed to be something that can be taken and run anywhere in the world, really. So kind of potted and moved away. The other thing that we're looking at doing, we're already starting to do, is put on things like the local bus service as well. So you can see this is a digital twin of one of the local buses, and we're kind of merging more and more traffic over time. And then finally, one of the future ideas, we have a kind of a massive shopping list of a massive backlog, really, of things to look at. But one of the future ideas is to have autonomous pods to replace personal car journeys in the village, not take people's cars away, so they've got them for longer journeys, but in the village have these pods that are autonomous, just 4 people at a time, and it allows people to interact with each other. If you're sat on a bus with 50 other people, you're probably looking at your phone or maybe reading a newspaper or whatever. Whereas in one of these pods, because there's only potentially three other people in there, what it does is kind of encourages you to interact with people. So it helps build and maintain stronger social bonds. So that's the next thing that we're looking at. And so that's it for me for now. And happy to take questions later on. And back to you, Simon. Thank you.